Circular Chaos Challenge. So last month, my cousin Brian came to stay with me for a week while his apartment was being fumigated. Now, Brian is one of those guys who reads one weird health blog and suddenly has a new life philosophy every week. The first morning, he sat down at the breakfast table, looked me dead in the eye over his oatmeal, and announced, "We should only eat round foods this week. Circles are the most perfect shape. I read it's good for the soul." I thought he was joking until he pulled out a shopping list entirely composed of spherical produce, bagels, and a suspicious amount of donut holes. At first, it was kind of fun. We had pancakes for breakfast, meatballs for lunch, and pizza bagels for dinner. Even our snacks were round, grapes, oranges, and those little Baby Bell cheeses. I sort of respected his commitment, even though my arteries were already filing a formal complaint. The trouble started on day 4, when we both started to get desperate for something not shaped like a tire. Brian, however, was undeterred. "Spaghetti," he declared, "is just a bunch of tiny circles, right? We just need to get creative." Creative, in Brian's world, meant pouring cooked spaghetti into my donut pan, adding marinara sauce, and baking it in the oven to make spaghetti donuts. The result was, well, imagine a crime scene at an Italian restaurant. There were spaghetti strands fused into bizarre donut shapes, marinara sauce bubbling over the sides, and the whole thing smelled like desperation and overcooked carbs. Brian insisted we try them anyway. He took a bite, chewed thoughtfully, and said, "It's like eating a circle of disappointment." That's when I knew we'd reached the end of our circle of trust. I told Brian that from now on, I'd be sticking to squares, like pizza slices, brownies, and maybe a Rubik's Cube for dessert, because honestly, after a week of eating only round food, the only thing rolling was my patience.